Hey everyone, it's Alex here from Ninja Teacher, and we are on our first day of our orientation. We're going around the city on a walking tour and showing our new TESOL students a little bit of the city. We had our welcoming evening last night and we're just waiting for a couple of people to carry on the tour. We've already stopped by the Notre Dame Cathedral and now we're gonna walk to Wenhue Walking Street, and right now we're actually in the book street. So it's kind of cool here. It's just a little street with all these bookstores around, and yeah, it's been a fun day. Nice big group. This is our biggest class yet. We have 15 trainees on this month's course, and they go by really fast these days. So I think in the next month things are going to fly by, but by the end of the training they'll be English teachers here in Vietnam, and then we help them find jobs afterwards. So I'm gonna go find one straggler and then we're on to the next spot. Okay. Classroom is all set up and ready for Monday's start date, and that was fun. We went to the street food market. At the end of that, we also went to the cafe apartments, and that was this really cool building that was an old apartment building that has now become a bunch of different restaurants and cafes. Got a little coffee set up here, and this is our office. So I just got back from the walking tour of the city. It was really fun, and as I got back to Ninja Teacher Academy, it just started pouring outside, and it is rainy season right now, and it just cleared up again a few minutes later. So it kind of happens like that when it's rainy season. For a period of 4, even 5 months of the year, there are big thunderstorms, not necessarily thunderstorms, but big storms, lots of downfall, heavy rain coming down. And it's quite interesting because a lot of people are expecting it to be raining all the time, but it's just normally for a few hours of the day. And I find typically it's in the afternoons or early evenings, sometimes in the mornings. But in the mornings, mostly it's not raining, and then if you bring your rain gear, it might rain later in the day, and if you're on a motorbike, then you just have to put on your poncho and drive along in the rain. But it's kind of fun, actually. I enjoy the rainy season. It's not as much of a dampener as you might imagine. And even last night, when we had the rooftop meetup, it started pouring down, and it is semi-covered, so everyone kind of squeezed in a little bit under the shelter and inside the upstairs room. So it was fine, everyone could still fit in. And it was actually quite fun. I think a lot of people enjoyed the relief from the heat, because when we were walking around at the walking tour, it was really hot. And I think that's one thing, if you're watching these videos and you're not prepared for that when you arrive in Vietnam, you'll be in for a shock. Even at this time of year round, it's very hot, and this is not even summer. And the temperature will pretty much stay the same here in Saigon, at least, Ho Chi Minh City. The weather can be different in the middle of Vietnam and in northern Vietnam. In fact, it is quite different. There's more specific seasons up there. So, but I like it. I really like the weather in Saigon, and I get used to it at least, and I think people eventually get used to it, although it can be an adjustment. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of the first few days of our TESOL course here, otherwise known as a TEFL course. TEFL certification. Those are often used interchangeably. There isn't really any difference. Some people will say there is, but for the most part, it's the same thing. That's how we start things off, and then tomorrow we get into the training. And the first day is quite easy, and then it gradually gets more and more intense, and it is a very busy month. During that time, you have 4 weeks of training, in-person training in this classroom, as well as going out to schools to observe English teachers. There's over 6 hours of observations. Then you start teaching amongst your classmates, and then you actually go out to different schools to do your solo teaching, where you teach real Vietnamese students, and then you get feedback on your teaching and evaluated. And it's an intense month, and I think that some people think, do I really need a whole month to do a training course, and is that necessary? Well, you're entering a new career as an English teacher. You're becoming an English teacher, and actually a 1-month training course is really the bare minimum that you should be doing. A lot of people study for years to become a teacher, and you're lucky if you're planning to come out and teach English in Vietnam that you only need a bachelor's degree in any other subject, and then you can take a month-long course and then still get a good entry-level job. That's quite rare for any career. So even in that 4 weeks, we struggle to fit in all the knowledge and practical skills that you need to get. But it's doable, and I think everyone comes out the other side feeling confident and with a certificate that's accepted in Vietnam, and then we help everyone find jobs. So that was a taste of what it's like to dive into the orientation, and I think a lot of people really enjoy that community. I love speaking to people when they arrive here and join our course, and I speak to them and ask them why they decided to come to Vietnam to teach, and through Ninja Teacher. And one of the reasons often given is the support system that we offer, and they can just see through these videos and what we have on our websites and all that we really try and make that transition as easy as possible. Of course, there's going to be challenges no matter what, but if you have someone that's friendly and supportive and a whole team that's there to support you through that process, as well as give you quality training and assist you with finding a job, it makes the process a hell of a lot easier, as well as making a whole lot of new friends. And every month we get really interesting, cool people coming through our program. So head over to Ninja Teacher if you want to learn more about the program. Otherwise, if you just want more videos about life in Vietnam, what teaching in Vietnam is like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you get notified by clicking that little bell button below, and give this video a like if you enjoyed it. And I will speak to you soon in a new video. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments, and yeah, speak to you then.